What's going on, everybody? So, as you might have seen by the title, I'm going to be reviewing the Invicta Pro Diver model 29176. So, I'm going to unbox this and we're going to take a look at this. Now, I have opened this. I did take it out of the package. I got it from Amazon and took it out the package, fit it to my wrist for this review. This is these 29170 models are kind of obscure and unknown, and I did a lot of searching on the internet forum, on YouTube, and nobody has really reviewed these. There's four that I found. There's the 2976, 77, 78, 79, and I have two of them here today. I'll do a separate video, the 29179, but here today I just got this, and it's the 29176. So I'm going to give you a brief review of this sucker, and we'll see what we think about this. Now, a lot of people poo-poo Invicta, and they're not perfect by any means, and they got issues, but for $94, that's what I spent for this watch. For $94, I dare say this is better, in my opinion, than the Seiko SKX, because it has a lot of the same features, but the SKS is over twice the price, especially right now. The Seiko 5, that's a whole nother video, but that thing is, they completely missed the mark with the Seiko 5. So we're gonna get into this. We're gonna check this sucker out and see what's going on. So today, what am I wearing today? Well, today I am wearing my Omega Seamaster 300. I just got this, had this watch about 4 months. I just was able to wear it though, starting in Christmas. Wife bought it for me. It's in like October, November of last year. And it had to sit, she made me wait, it had to sit in the safe here at the house for months until Christmas Day, and I was able to take it out and start wearing it, and I am loving it. It is amazing. It is the new 2018 model, the gray wave dial. I'm sure you've seen many reviews of this sucker, but yeah, it's a badass watch. But today we're talking about this one, so let's get into it. Like I said, it was delivered the other day. I got it out, and it's kind of strange. I opened this up. I was expecting the standard yellow Invicta box, but it came in this white one, okay? And the box is actually not bad. You see the gold lettering. It's actually raised, which is kind of crazy. It's not, this is not an absolute piece of Chinese junk. It's really not. So crack it open, oh, and there it is. Look at that. That is a good looking watch right there. It's obviously, as you can see, it's the Pepsi bezel. I moved this. I was actually timing some stuff just to play with it the other day. Let's get it off. And like I said before, I had taken this out the box and I put it on my wrist for I've been wearing it since I got it last night, doing this morning, and I've been wearing it since then. That I love the way a lot of people nowadays are poo-pooing, oh, it's got an aluminum bezel and it's got, it's got this and that. And now, okay, look, some of the old Rolexes until recently, I mean, when I say recently, in the last decade or so, it came with aluminum bezels. Now, this does have mineral crystal front and back, okay? It does have aluminum bezel, which is, it's not as scratch resistant as ceramic. We all know this. One thing about these models that I like over like the 8926C, I think, and the 8090, they got a bunch of Pro Diver models, is they're pretty much identical to the Rolex Submariner. I think this one, this is a 42. This measures 42 millimeter case, okay? I think this one is more like maybe a Rolex GMT and and Submariner mix, because you got the Pepsi bezel. You got the second hand in red. I dig that, by the way. That is a nice touch. But I think they were trying to go for a GMT style look, but in the Pro Diver watch, if you know what I mean. This has actually got, so this has got the Seiko, I mean the NH35 movement, the bracelet and clasp. What can I say? Look, it's $100 watch, and they've got to cut corners somewhere. But some of these watches, I've been on the internet watching YouTube. I've been watching some of these reviews of some of these higher end watches, and they have the same features as this. And I'm like, why would you pay more for this? And I know we're going to get, oh, the Orients are better and this and that, but the Orients, they also have mineral crystal glass, and they have, you know, some of the exact same features. This is hacking, screw down crown, 200 meters of water resistance, hacking and hand winding, quick set date with the bubble, the magnifying bubble. Okay, now it does not magnify as well as Rolex, but again, what do you expect? A Rolex is 100. Okay, are we getting this here? 100 times the price. You could buy 100 of these. Not that you would, but you could buy 100 of these for the price of a Submariner. The bracelet is not that great. It's got a pressed clasp. Okay. But again, until the last couple of days, if you look, I looked at a Rolex from the 1970s with the Jubilee bracelet. It had a press clasp. It had the hollow links for the Jubilee that this has that people complain about. All that stuff was standard back in the day. Nowadays, people have been spoiled by ceramic bezels and sapphire glass, and it better have a milled clasp. And okay, the clasp does its job. It holds it. How long will it last? I don't know. I can't say. They do wear out. You get, oops, dang. You get 4 spots for micro adjustment, which is pretty good. Again, I've seen higher end watches have no micro adjustment. The new, and I'm not comparing this in any way, but the new Grand Seiko that come out have no micro adjustments. You get links and half links, so it's really hard to get it right on your wrist. Okay, it's polished on all sides. It's got a signed crown. Yes, people complain about the Invicta right there. It doesn't really bother me. They're probably proud that they can get this watch out for $150. The bracelet is lower quality, jingly jangly. What do you expect? Again, $100. We're gonna see how well this thing holds up in time over the years, but you could throw, it's got hollow in links. Yes, I know, another negative. I actually, a lot of people complain about the yellow Invicta sign rotor. I kind of dig that. Gives a little bit of flash to it. They also complain about it's a little thick. Yeah, it's a little thick because it has to fit that movement in there. And because the chapter ring in there, it's a little bit deeper than you'll notice on some higher end models and some Rolexes and stuff. They probably had to, it's probably because they had to make the mineral crystal thicker to meet the 200 meters of water resistance. But I think one of the biggest complaints about Invicta is their strategy on pricing. This was the hang tag. Now, never in my life will you be able to convince me that this watch is worth $1,000. That's just ridiculous. I think people would give them a lot more credibility if they would say this watch was $250 and you bought it for $100. That I could see, okay? But that right there, that's just ridiculous. But that's the company. That's not the product they're making. Yes, this is made in China like a lot of the other watches you'll see. However, I kind of dig it. It's real. Some people complain that they don't like how aluminum bezels hit the light. I dig it. It is super shiny. Look at that blue and red. It just pops. And that's not, wait, if you see it in natural light or some real bright light, man, it just looks good. So for not being able to pay, what are Pepsi GMTs going for now, $15,000, You get some of the same look for $100. No, you don't get the same movement. No, in no way is this anywhere close to a Rolex or an Omega. I mean, these luxury watches, a whole nother level. But for $100, I think they hit it out of the park for this one. I think this is a great value for money. All right, like let's get this. Let's get a wrist shot of this on. All right, guys. Again, press class. You can get aftermarket class for these things. I don't like my watches. I give about a pinky of space in between. I don't like them jingling, jangling, and flopping around and all that other kind of stuff. Guys, if you've never worn a watch with a Jubilee bracelet, man, do they, part of that jingly and jangliness is they twist, they conform, they move. Look at the movement you can get, and they are very comfortable. Now, I mean, look at that. 22 millimeter lug width. Okay, so it'll fit a variety of straps. I'm gonna get some rubber ones for wearing them in the water. Looks like the bracelet tapers down to probably, if I was guessing, man, 20. I didn't measure it. The little pressed cheap flip over clasp. It works for now. If it really irritates you, you can get an aftermarket one, Invicta on the clip. But man, that's a nice looking watch, especially for $100. Hey guys, if you like this kind of content, like and subscribe down below. And as always, stay blessed.
I see you from the outside, stop looking